Ever caught yourself doing something a little weird, like talking to your pet in a full-on conversation or arranging your fries by size before you eat them? Well, it turns out those little quirks and seemingly random daily habits might be saying a lot more about your personality than you think. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of everyday psychology to uncover the hidden meanings behind some of our strangest behaviors. You might be surprised by what you learn about yourself. So, stick around, because we're about to decode the secrets your subconscious is spilling every single day. Let's start with something many of us are guilty of: talking to ourselves. Whether you're remuttering under your breath while searching for your keys or giving yourself a full-blown pep talk before a big meeting, this habit is often seen as a bit eccentric. But science says it's actually a sign of higher-level thinking. When you talk to yourself, you're organizing your thoughts, planning your actions, and regulating your emotions. It's like having a built-in personal assistant. Studies have shown that people who talk themselves through a task tend to perform better and with more focus. So next time you catch yourself chatting away to an audience of one, don't feel weird. Give yourself a high five for being a genius. Okay, how about this one? Are you a compulsive doodler? If you find your notebooks, meeting agendas, and even random scraps of paper covered in squiggles, shapes, and patterns, you're not just bored. Doodling is actually your brain's way of staying engaged when it's understimulated. It helps you focus and retain information. Think about it. During a long, dry lecture, your mind might start to wander. Doodling keeps just enough of your brain occupied to prevent it from completely checking out, allowing you to absorb the important stuff. What you doodle matters too. Flowing curved lines often suggest a more easygoing, romantic personality, while sharp angular shapes like zigzags can indicate a more energetic, no-nonsense attitude. And if you're drawing faces, it could mean you're a social person who's tuned into the emotions of others. Now let's head into the kitchen. How do you eat your food? Are you a separator who meticulously keeps different foods on your plate from touching each other? Or are you a mixer who happily blends everything together into one delicious pile? If you're a separator, you might be a very detail-oriented, organized, and disciplined person. You like order and control in your life, and you probably have a to-do list for your to-do lists. You approach tasks methodically, one at a time. On the other hand, if you're a mixer, you're likely more open to new experiences, sociable, and a bit of a multitasker. You're not afraid of things getting a little messy, and you can juggle multiple responsibilities at once. It's amazing how your dinner plate can reflect your entire approach to life. Here's another one: the way you walk. You might think you're just putting one foot in front of the other, but your gait can reveal a lot about your mood and personality. Someone who walks quickly with a confident, upright posture is often seen as goal-oriented and extroverted. They know where they're going, and they're not wasting any time. A slower, more slumped walk, with eyes pointed towards the ground, might suggest introversion, or that someone is feeling down or preoccupied. And what about people who walk with a light, bouncy step? They're often perceived as being cheerful, playful, and optimistic. Your walk is like your personal billboard, broadcasting your inner state to the world without you even saying a word. Let's talk about your shopping cart. Yes, really. Next time you're at the grocery store, notice how you handle your cart. Do you grip the handle with both hands, steering it with precision down the middle of the aisle? This can indicate a cautious and conscientious personality. You're someone who follows the rules and tries to be considerate of others. Or are you more of a one-handed, creative driver, weaving through the aisles, maybe bumping into a display or two? This might suggest a more adventurous, risk-taking, and less conventional personality. You're more focused on getting what you need quickly than on following the unwritten traffic laws of the supermarket. It's a simple action, but it's a little window into how you navigate the world. What about your online habits? Is it a perfectly organized oasis with 0 unread messages, or is it a digital storm with thousands of unopened emails screaming for attention? If you're a zero inbox person, you likely crave order and control. You're proactive, efficient, and can't stand leaving tasks unfinished. The thought of that little red notification bubble gives you anxiety. But if your inbox is a chaotic wilderness, it doesn't necessarily mean you're lazy. It could mean you're a big picture thinker who isn't bothered by the small stuff. You're comfortable with a bit of chaos and might even see tidying up your inbox as a waste of valuable time that could be spent on more important, creative pursuits. Let's move to the bathroom. How do you hang your toilet paper? Over or under? This is the great debate that has torn households apart for decades. While it might seem trivial, some psychologists suggest it can point to personality traits. People who prefer the over method with the loose end hanging over the top of the roll tend to be more dominant and assertive. They are often high achievers who value organization and efficiency. Those who prefer the under method are said to be more submissive, easygoing, and laid back. They're more likely to be agreeable and empathetic. Of course, this is all in good fun, but it's interesting to think that even this tiny choice could reflect a deeper part of who we are. How you squeeze the toothpaste tube is another classic. Do you squeeze neatly from the bottom, carefully rolling it up as you go? You're likely thrifty, tidy, and methodical. You plan ahead and make the most of your resources. If you're a middle squeezer, you might be a bit impulsive and action-oriented. You're a realist who values your time, and you're not overly concerned with being perfectly neat. And for those who squeeze from the top, right near the cap, you might be a bit stubborn, living in the moment and not always thinking about the future consequences. You want what you want, and you want it now. It's just toothpaste, but the patterns are fascinating. Finally, let's consider your sense of humor. What makes you laugh? If you love witty wordplay, puns, and clever jokes, you probably have a high verbal intelligence and enjoy intellectual challenges. If you're more into slapstick and physical comedy, you might be more spontaneous and uninhibited. And if you have a dark or sarcastic sense of humor, research suggests you might actually have a higher IQ and be less prone to aggression. Your humor is a reflection of how you process the world, its absurdities, and its contradictions. It's a fundamental part of who you are. So, from talking to yourself to how you hang your toilet paper, our weirdest little habits are like secret clues to our personalities. They show how our brains are wired to deal with boredom, stress, and everyday tasks. The next time you catch yourself doing something a little odd, don't just brush it off. Take a second to think about what it might be saying about you. It's a fun and insightful way to get to know yourself a little better. What's a weird daily habit you have? Let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to read them. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this little dive into everyday psychology, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos. See you next time.